Hi everyone! I get messages from people asking about going to Japan, so I thought I'd make a little series of videos to help you plan your trip. I did make a trip planning video once before, a couple of years ago. I'll put the link in the description. That one covered everything really quickly, and this series is going to go into a bit more detail. So first up, getting around Tokyo. It's all about trains and the metro. There are buses and taxis, but I've never really had to take them. The trains take you everywhere you need to go. First up, the Tokyo Metro. Now the map looks really scary at first, but I promise you it's not that bad. The lines are all colour coded. The really colourful ones are the underground lines, and this stripy one that goes around is the JR Yamanote line. That one's really useful. It goes to a lot of major places. Then if you look closer, there's some really thin lines. They are other JR lines and other railways, like the one that takes you to Odaiba in Tokyo Bay and Tokyo Disneyland. On the map you can see the major areas like Shinjuku, Shibuya, Ikebukuro, and there's Tokyo Station there as well. You can find this map on the wall inside the station, and there's also some free apps to help you plan your route. You put in where you are and where you want to go, and it calculates the quickest route for you. When you're on the train, there's screens or displays that show you where you are on the line and which is the next station, so it's really easy to tell if you've got on the right train and if you're going in the right direction. Sometimes they even tell you the weather and any delays on the line as well. It's really good, and they alternate between Japanese and English. So the trains are frequent, they're clean, there's stations everywhere. I think the underground system is really good, and when the train arrives, each station has a little tune that plays, which is really cute. Suica cards. The easiest way to pay for your trains is a Suica card. It's just like an Oyster card in London. You top it up, then when you get to the ticket barriers you scan in and out, and that's it. It's really easy. It's valid on all the metro lines, all the JR lines, all the lines in Tokyo. There's also a card called a Pasmo, which is basically the same thing. It doesn't really matter which one you get, but the Suica card does have a cute penguin on it. You can also use your Suica in other areas of Japan. I used mine in Kyoto and it worked just fine. They have their own regional cards as well. They're all called IC cards, so sometimes you see that on signs. A tip for the end of your trip, when you don't want to top up your Suica card again, is to just buy the cheapest single ticket. Then when you get to your destination, go to the fare adjustment machine and you can top up to pay the right fare, and that's totally a fine thing to do. You can give your Suica card back in at the end of your trip and get your deposit back. It's 500 yen, or you can keep it as a souvenir. If you go back to Japan, even in a couple of years' time, it still works. I even stuck mine in a scrapbook, then pulled it out and took it with me, and it was fine. Where to get a Suica card? You can get them from ticket machines at stations, and if you want to buy it before your trip, they definitely sell them on japanrailpass.com. My tip, especially if you wear clothes that don't have pockets, is to get a pass holder. Here's mine. You put your card in the back, clip it onto your bag, and then when you get to the ticket barrier you can just scan in and out, and you don't have to spend time rummaging through your bag trying to find your card. It's actually really convenient, and it's super cute. Mine was from the Tamagotchi shop, which sadly isn't open anymore, but you can also get them from the Pokemon Center, Tokyo Disney, or anywhere that sells character goods. How to top up your Suica. You will need cash to top up your Suica. Here's how to do it. Here's how to charge up your Suica card. You press the button for English language on the machine.
All fare information will be displayed in English.
Press the button for Pasmo, which is the name of the Suica alternative card. And we want to charge the IC card. Insert your card. The amount we want is 1,000 yen, and you put the money in. And we're all done. Are trains expensive? In my opinion, it's not too bad, especially when you consider you're in a big city. The pricing does vary because the lines are operated by different companies. It depends how much you're switching between lines. And in my experience, trips going outside the city can cost a lot less than you might think. When we first arrived in Tokyo, we charged up the Suica cards with 5,000 yen each, which is about 25 to 30 pounds at the moment. And it's lasted about 6 days, doing several trips every day, and 2 more expensive trips, which was coming from the airport and going to Tokyo Disneyland. If you want to see how much trains cost, have a look at my How Expensive is Tokyo video. I recorded everything I spent for 3 days, that's food, trains and everything else, to give you an idea of how much it costs. I'll put the link in the description, and there's loads of other videos about Japan on my channel as well. If you like my videos, take a look at cakeswithfaces.co.uk. It's all my own designs. I've got t-shirts, dresses, hoodies and sweatshirts, cushions and loads of things if you're looking for a present for someone. And thank you to everyone who's supported Cakes with Faces. I really couldn't carry on doing this without people like you. Isn't it cheaper to get a day pass? Lots of people ask me this, and the answer is maybe, but the lines in Tokyo are operated by several different companies, so you need to make sure you get the right one because not all the passes are valid for all the lines. Personally, I just use a Suica because it's easier, and I don't always have a set plan, so I don't know which lines I'm going to need for that day. Having said that, there is a ticket that's just for foreigners called the Tokyo subway ticket, and that's 800 yen a day. You can get it for up to 3 days, and it's valid on the Tokyo Metro and the Toei subway lines. I've probably said that wrong. It's not valid on the JR lines or any other railways. And that is pretty good value. It also depends where your hotel is and how close it is to the places you want to see. I really like walking around if I can and seeing what's above ground. So personally, I just use my Suica because it's easier and I don't want to spend time planning it out and working out which would be cheaper. But if you are on a strict budget, you could save money with a pass. Japan Rail Pass. You only need a Japan Rail Pass if you're going to be travelling around Japan. If you're staying in Tokyo and the surrounding area, you don't need one. The general rule of thumb is it costs about the same as a ticket to Kyoto, so if you're doing that trip or something similar, it's going to be worth it. So the Japan Rail Pass is a really good deal. It's not cheap, but it does save you a lot of money compared to individual tickets. Bullet train tickets are expensive. At the moment, it's £185 for 7 days, and you can also get 14 and 21 day versions. It's only for foreigners, so you have to buy it before you go, and you can buy it within 3 months of when you want it to start. If you've got one, you can go on all the JR lines as much as you want, and you can go on the Shinkansen, the bullet train. You can't go on the Nozomi and Mizuho, which are the very fastest ones, but the only difference between the ones you can go on are they stop at a few more stations. They still go just as fast. If your pass is still running while you're in Tokyo, you can use it to go on the JR lines for free. That's the JR Yamanote line, the stripy one, and the Churo line that goes right across the middle. That's really useful. It's not valid on any of the underground lines. It's only valid on Japan Railways. The easiest way to tell is lines that have JR at the start of the name. I got mine from japanrailpass.com. They send you a voucher, and then when you get to the airport you can swap it for your pass. Once you've got your pass, you show it to the person at the ticket barrier and they let you through. With the Shinkansen, the bullet train, you can reserve your seats. You don't have to, but you can if you want. You can do that at the Midori no Madoguchi, the green window. It's a ticket office with a green sign. You can find it in the JR section of the station. You can reserve for another day, or when you get to the station, go to the office, reserve your seat, then go straight to the platform. And if you know some Japanese, it's an opportunity to try it out. Ticket packages. If you're not getting a JR pass, there are some other ticket packages. There's regional passes for specific areas of Japan, and there's also some touristy ones like the Hakone free pass, or when I went to Kamakura, I got the Kamakura Enoshima free pass, which gave me a return trip from Tokyo, and then I could go on local trains as much as I wanted in Kamakura. And they can save you a bit of money too. A good place to find out about them is japanguide.com, which is a great website for Japanning, and they're also on the train company's websites. What if I don't read Japanese? Before I first went to Japan, I was so worried that all the signs would be in Japanese and I wouldn't know what was going on and it would be terrible. But really, it's not like that at all. All the signs you need are in English as well as Japanese. They do the announcements in English and Japanese, and you can switch the language on the ticket machines too. As English speakers, we are so lucky that we can go all the way around the world and there'll still be signs in our language, so it's really not as bad as you think. What if I get lost? Sometimes I get messages from people worried about getting lost or not knowing which way to go. Now, the 3 busiest stations in the world are all in Tokyo. That's Shinjuku, Shibuya and Ikebukuro, And the stations are absolutely huge. It's not like in London where you go down and all there really is the station, or in New York when you go down and the platform's right there. They are massive. There's whole shopping malls, there's restaurants, you could walk for miles along the tunnels. It really is like a whole nother city underneath the city. Having said that, don't worry about getting lost. There are signs for you to follow and they are in English as well as Japanese. Just look up and it'll tell you which way to go. You might get lost at some point, but it's nothing to worry about. Just enjoy exploring and it's all part of the experience of being somewhere new. There was one time when we got stuck in Shibuya station. We must have gone through the wrong barrier for changing trains instead of going out, and none of the barriers would let us through. And we were going round and round in circles thinking we were stuck until the ticket man let us out. But it's exploring, it's all part of the experience. And if you take the wrong train, there's always a line that goes back the other way, so just get off and go back. One thing, especially if you're staying near a big station, is to check which exit you need for your hotel. The main stations have so many exits and they can come out in quite different places, which can be a bit confusing if you don't know where you are. So check which exit you need. Larger stations have lists of exits on these yellow signs so you can tell which one to look for. Is it busy? Now, we've all seen the famous videos of people getting crammed onto train carriages, and obviously that's the extreme. It is a busy city though, but outside of peak times it's nowhere near as bad as that. Now, Tokyo is a densely populated city with a lot of people, but what I've found is because people are a bit more respectful of others in general, they're not barging past you or pushing you like they do somewhere like London, which makes it a lot more bearable. And finally, a few things to not do on the train. Don't talk too loud. Trains are usually quiet places, so unless everyone else is being loud as well, just try and keep your voice down. You probably wouldn't, but don't talk on your phone. You can play on your phone, everyone will be on their phones, but just put it in silent mode. People don't tend to eat on the train either, unless it's a long distance train like the Shinkansen, when you can get yourself a delicious ekiben, a train lunchbox. And that's it. If you've got any questions, just put them in the comments, and if there's anything you'd like to see in the rest of the travel guides, let me know. There's loads more videos about Japan on my channel, and you can follow Kates with Faces on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. I'm always posting links and things about Japan, especially on Twitter, so have a look. And I'll see you soon. Bye bye!